What if you could turn your spare time into a serious income stream? Well, that's exactly what's happening to me. A few weeks ago, this vintage side hustle cost £1,000 in pure profit. But I didn't slow down, I doubled down, and today we're blowing past the £1,500 profit milestone. And this video is all about the business of revenue. I'm going to break down the exact items and strategy to turn the inventory I've sourced into a significant amount of income. This is the real data behind scaling a reselling business, one sale at a time, on our journey to get that Range Rover. Let's get into the sales. Okay, so as always, I'm going to show you on screen what I sold. I'm going to tell you what the item was, how much I sold it for, how much it cost me, so we can figure out how much profit that item made for me. And hopefully that will help you when looking for stuff to sell on Vinted that you can make a profit on as well. So the first item that is up is this Midland Railway North of Leeds hardback book. This cost me £1, sold for £4, so a nice £3 profit there. Then we've got this vintage pulp 1997 calendar. It was brand new and sealed. This cost me £1 from a supplier who's got a large amount of music merchandise. Sold for £9. Then we've got A Bird Observatory is Born, the edited diaries of the Bardsey Bird and Field. Bird, I don't know what bird it is. Cost £1, sold £5. We've got Raymond Froggatt, Just One Night, live in concert DVD. This was bought as part of a bundle of DVDs. Cost 25p from charity shop. Sold for £4. The other two books I mentioned also came from charity shop as well. We've got Capital FM Party in the Park official program. This again came from my music memorabilia supplier. Cost £1, sold for £6. Then we've got The Graduates. This is the sort of famous film, of course. This is the book of the film. I don't believe the book came out before the film, but this was the film tie-in edition. Sold for £1.50, cost me 25p. Not a massive profit on that. I would avoid picking it up in the future. Then we've got Bagpuss, the complete Bagpuss VHS videotape. Again, this cost me 25p, sold for £3. The next item was a BSA VA textbook of veterinary nursing. These textbooks can do really well if they're still current or just before current. This cost me £1 from somebody who was doing book wholesaling. They're not doing it anymore. Yeah, cost me £1 from them. Sold it for £35. Then we've got The Rider of the Mesquite Trail. Again, another paperback from charity shop, cost 25p, sold for £1.50. Not one I'd necessarily pick up again, but profit's profit. We've got The Young Melbourne and the Story of Marriage with Caroline Lamb, which is another book from charity shop, cost 50p, sold for £4. Then we've got Cage Birds in Colour. That was the first edition vintage hardback. Again, 50p for charity shop, sold for £2.50. So not the best sale, but still profit. Then we've got these bundle of 2 books that sold for £8. Again, they cost 25p each in a charity shop. That's 2 Magic the Gathering books. So 50p into £8. We've got the Mountain t-shirt. This one with a panther on it. This cost me £2 from the charity shop, and that sold for an offer of £9.60. By the way, if you see different amounts on the solds, that's just because what I've listed it for and the price I've sold it for is different due to taking offers on Vinted or sending out offers. Got a good sale here, which is this medical radiographic technic book. This cost me £1 from a house clearance store and sold for £20, so really good return there. Then we've got some Dunelm baby curtains, pencil pleats. This is actually a Vinted flip. This cost me about £12.78 on Vinted and sold for £30. So a nice bit of profit there. Then we've got The Flight of the Eagle by Donald Thomas. A vintage hardback book, cost me £1, sold for £4. So bit of a return there. We've got this Haynes manual 5544 for the Yamaha motorbike. That cost me £5. Bit of retail arbitrage from Halfords. and that sold for £20. Then we've got Clean and Decent, the fascinating history of the bathroom and the water closet. That was £1 in a charity shop, sold for £2.50 again. I prefer higher margin, but profit's profit. We've got Ready to Play with the Tweenies VHS video. That cost me 25p, sold for £3. I do sell quite a lot of VHS. In fact, I'm saying it costs 25p. Some of them may have cost me free, just to reiterate, slim. Then we've got this Nike Dry Fit shorts, men's size large in black. Came as part of a big wholesale bundle. Shorts in that bundle cost me £1.51 each. These are sold for £8, so I'm happy with that. If you are doubling your money or more on wholesale purchases for clothing, you're doing well. It's a good wholesale purchase. Then we've got another one of these calendars from my music merchandise supplier. This one's a Mariah Carey 2004 one. Again, that cost me £1, and that sold me for £8, clear and sealed as well. We've got The Dark of the Sun, a Wilbur Smith audiobook. This came as part of a big bundle of audiobooks. It cost me 50p and sold for £2. Then we've got Mimesis, the presentation of reality in Western literature. Again, that book would have cost me £1 from charity shop, and that sold for £8. So you bid up for that. We've got Thomas the Tank Engine Haynes manual. Again, £1 from charity shop. That went for £3. Probably to get a bit more for it, but that was a really quick sale, so happy with that. Plants vs Zombies Volume 2 Time Apocalypse. Again, £1 from charity shop, £2.50. Not the best pickup, but double the money on it. Some more shorts from that wholesale order of £1.51 each shorts. Adidas running shorts, men's medium, Climber Light, black. I don't know, I've misspelled black and put black. They sold for £6. Then we've got Tigiana by Kay, a vintage paperback book. That cost 25p and sold for £2.50. Then a bundle of 2 more books. We're quite heavy this week. The Corridors of Time by Paul Anderson and Conquest by Paul Anderson. I actually paid up on these because this came as part of a big bundle of sci-fi books where I paid £1 each. Some of the sci-fi books are worth considerably more. Some of them not worth huge amounts. But I actually just sold one book from that bundle that paid for the whole lot. But yeah, these two Paul Anderson books sold for £5, so £2 into £5 on that. I've got a Snowdon Mountain Railway souvenir brochure. Cost 50p, sold for £2. Too great in that. We've got Druidic Trials, or The Wisdom of the Company by Winifred Faraday. It says paperback. I actually think that was a hardback, but anyway. That cost me £1 and sold for £10. Happy enough for that. I was going to return the book. A problem in chemical engineering design in the manufacture of something that I can't pronounce. Again, that cost me £1 and sold for £6. We've got Captured Women, the photographic art of Jeff Dunas. It's a vintage art photography type book. That cost £1, sold for £4. Also in that same bundle, actually, because that came from a bundle of books for a charity shop, is Images by Cecil Beaton. That's a pretty rare book, so that cost £1 and sold for 35. That kind of thing is why I'm happy to pick up bundles, because a couple of books in it are worth more than the value of the bundle, or even one book is worth more than the value of the bundle, and you're going to do all right. Another piece of retail arbitrage, this New York jigsaw puzzle, 2,000 pieces. This cost £2.99, sold for £5, so not the kind of margin I'd like on it, but we did make a bit of profit. We've got this 1900 to 1920 songbook, 70 years of popular music. That cost 50p in a charity shop, and that sold for £3. And a bundle of 2 more books. A vintage 1982 monochrome darkroom practice book and mating photograms book. Again, part of that photography bundle of books. Cost price £1 each on those, sold for £7. Some more shorts from the wholesale order. Under Armour men's speed pocket size medium in orange. Cost £1.51, sold for £8. And then another item for my bundle of photographic art books. This is Women on Women, 12 photographic portfolios. Cost £1, sold for £14. So yeah, then that whole bundle of books cost me like 15 quid. So really makes a good one out. Then an ordnance survey map gets sold for £1. That costs me 10p as part of a large bundle of maps, which I think I've only got one or two left of now. I've made some really good money in that bundle. It's actually probably less than 10p for about 5p. Hope for each day book. Again, the charity shop cost £1, sold for 6. So like within a day of being listed as well. Infinity Volume 2 by Jonathan Hickman is a graphic novel. Cost £1, paid up on that, and it sold for £3. Still made some money. Another one of the photography books from the photography book bundle in the charity shop. Techniques of Photographing Girls, cost £1, sold for a fiver. Then we've got Practical Beekeeping by Clive not much to pronounce that. The Practical Beekeeping book, cost £1 in the charity shop, sold for £6. Then we've got Neville Cardis autobiography, Cricket First Edition, vintage hardcover from 1947. That cost 50p for the charity shop, only sold for £1.40, so not a great pickup. These sort of sporting autobiographies, even the vintage ones like that, don't tend to sell for much money, so I've avoided those in the future largely. Then a Welsh book, Why Core Art, Why Trev. My pronunciation is terrible, but that cost me 50p. Welsh hard book, and that's sold for £3. We've got a complete piano player Christmas piano book. That cost 50p and sold for £2, so not the greatest sale. Grace for You, a compelling story of God's redemption. Cost 50p and sold for £1.50. So some religious books can do really well. Some of them can do terribly. But that was picked up as a big bundle of religious books from the charity shop. Hello Peach. And some of them were sold for more money than that. So overall, I made a decent amount of money. Then we've got another pair of shorts from the wholesale bundle, costing £1.51 each. Nike Dry Fit mesh shorts in green, sold for £8. So yeah. And then a pair of Under Armour basketball shorts in XXL from the same bundle, £1.51 into £8 again. Then we've got from the Vidas to Vinyasa, Introduction to History of Philosophy and Yoga, plus 50p for the charity shop, sold for £5. Then we've got a reworked denim jacket with Pink Floyd label on the back. I try to avoid these reworks now, to be honest, because you get things like your reworked Carhartt, etc., and those are just fakes, aren't they, basically? But yeah, this is just a denim jacket with a Pink Floyd patch on the back. So hopefully okay to sell. Cost £12 from wholesale order and sold for 28, so happy enough with that, more than doubling the money. Another pair of shorts from the wholesale order. Champion basketball shorts in a medium, in blue, £1.51 cost, over £7. Then we've got some ivory stud Diamante high heels. Got loads of these. We've been doing really well on Depop. I actually need to put some more onto Depop. But yeah, bought these for £1 each in bulk buy from the charity shop. £1 to £8. Bid up for that. Then we've got a BCM Nauatech Spike of Asian cycling jersey. The cost of goods for this is actually £0 now. I think it's probably about £1 or £2 cost of goods. But basically, I bought a big wholesale order of cycling jerseys, probably about 3 years ago, and I picked out the ones from it that were worth good money, sold all those to pay for the bundle, and then anything that's left is just bringing in some profit. So that sold for £6 anyway. Then we got a Black Veil Brides V-neck t-shirt. Basically bought a big load of band t-shirts, brand new, without tags, some with tags. Actually, this one had tags on it. For £1.50 t-shirt, might have been slightly less than that. Yeah, £1.50 into £8. Another VHS, open all hours, 25p into £2. Another audiobook from my 50p each audiobook haul. This is Greg Hurwitz's Last Shot on CD. Cost 50p, sold for £6. And we've got an old sci-fi book, this. Adventure to the Interior by Lauren van der Post. Unfortunately missing its dust jacket, which lowered the value. Cost me 50p, sold for £2.50. Again, not the kind of, I want to be pushing up that average sale price, average sale value on Vinted, but sometimes you just got to clear stuff and take money when you can. Another pair of shorts in the wholesale order, some Nike dry fit basketball shorts in medium, in blue, cost £1.51, sold for £8. Then we've got Healing Lazarus, a Buddhist journey from near death to new life. Paperback book, cost me 50p, part of the what I'm calling the religious book called Religious and Spiritualism, and sold for £3. Then we've got War Game Campaigns by Donald Featherstone, a hardback book that cost me £1 in the charity shop and sold for £11. We've got another denim jacket reworked with a patch on the back. This sold just before he sadly passed away. Again, it's £12 from the wholesaler, and that sold for £25. So yeah, happy for that. We've got a Volkswagen Transporter power repair manual by Autodata. That cost me £1 and sold for £3. Then we've got a bundle of 2 Spider-Man books. It cost me 25p each. The condition wasn't great on them. If it would be better, I could have pushed for a higher price. But Spider-Man Lizard's Action and Spider-Man Carnage, 25p each, so 50p in total, and they sold for £6. Then we've got a bundle of 5 pairs of shorts from the wholesaler. So that's 5 times £1.51 cost price, which is just over £7.50, and it's sold for 30 quid. So yeah, I was happy enough with that because I got quite a few pairs in one go. There was some Under Armour men's sports shorts. These are all size medium. 4 pairs of Under Armour shorts in there actually, all sort of running shorts, and 1 pair of Nike dry fit running shorts. So yeah, £7.55 into 30 quid is not to be sniffed at. And then a bundle of 5 vintage books, vintage hardbacks. They would have cost me at most 50p each. I think some of these come from auction and cost me about 15p each. But anyway, we'll say 50p each. So £2.50 the cost. Sold for £25. The titles in there were The Services Textbook of Electrical Engineering Volume 2, A Shorter Intermediate Mechanics, D.A. Lowe's Pocketbook for Mechanical Engineers, Heat and Thermodynamics 4th edition, and a textbook of light. So yeah, really pleased with that sale. Then we've got Detective, a modern crime board game. I bought a bundle of board games, adult sort of board games, rather than children's ones, from the charity shop, and I paid like 40 or 50 quid from it. I've made really good profit on it. This was one of the last in there that I didn't sell, so that sold for £10. Like, the cost on it probably would have averaged out as about £5 a game, so happy enough with that. Then we've got Essential Anatomy. That cost me £1, 50p, would have been £1 from the house clearance. So £1 book, and that sold for £8. Then we've got a 5 book bundle of Jacqueline Wilson hardback books. Jacqueline Wilson used to do really well, but doesn't seem to do as well anymore. I paid £2 for that whole bundle, and I was just able to get it done for £4.50. And then a Tommy Hilfiger quarter zip. This one had some marks on it, so I let it go cheap. It would have cost me about £1 as part of a wholesale bundle of jumpers, and it sold for £8 with those marks on it. Unmarked, would have got a few quid more, but I was happy enough with that. Then we got Forbidden History, Extraterrestrial Intervention, book coming from the charity shop for 25p, sold for £2. Another item for my music memorabilia supplier, a Meatloaf free batch tour program. These are brand new. Cost me, I think the cost of goods on these was £2, and that sold for £10. So nice profit there. Then another item from the wholesale shorts order, Nike basketball shorts Youth XL. Because they were kids ones, let these go cheap. So I went for £4, but still double really on that. Then we've got How to Make Heirloom Teddy Bears by Sue Quinn. That would have cost me £1 in the charity shop, and that sold for £8. We've got Jurassic Park: The Lost World on VHS, 25p into £2. Next year, I'm probably going to move away from selling VHS unless they're really high value, because it just take too long to sell. Although that one did sell in a day or two. Then we've got Cowboys, the real story of Cowboys. Unfortunately, this was missing its dust jacket, so this went cheap. It cost me £1 in the charity shop. I should have left it behind. But I sold it for £1.70, so at least I got my money back. And after the cost of the box and bubble wrap, probably a few pence profit as well. Then another piece of retail arbitrage. Dino Ranch Mid and Clover's Care Cart. This cost me £3 in Home Bargains. Sold for £12. We've got Empire and Chaos Warhammer Age of Reckoning series. Paperback book. This cost me 25p in a charity shop. Sold for £6. We've got Marilyn Monroe, I Want to Be Loved by You 12-inch vinyl. This either came as part of an auction haul or from my music memorabilia supplier. Max when I would have paid for it would have been £1. I sold for £8. Then we've got another item from the cycling jerseys haul, where, as I say, it's paid for itself. This is just profit coming back now. This vintage Sakura red cycling jersey. Got £6 for that. Another VHS, The Wanderers VHS. 25p cost of goods. We always give to those, even though usually get them for free. That's all for £2. Then we've got a vintage copy of the Book of Common Prayer, pocket size, Oxford University Press. That cost 50p and sold for £2, so not the best return on that, but that just went really quickly. Another item from the photography book haul. So Perfect Nude Photography, cost £1 in the charity shop, sold for £6. Another item from the wholesale shorts order. Some Nike Tri-Fit shorts, cost £1.51, they're in a size medium and sold for £10. We then got Self-Care for Givers and the Helping Professions. We've got book, that cost 50p in the charity shop. That sold for £4. Did take ages to sell, which is not great. And we've got another wholesale order. I ordered these 80s brand new without tags, sort of disco shirts, as it were. Cost me like £8 each, and this one is sold for £6. So yeah, nearly £5 profit there after the cost of a poly bag. Then we've got vintage 1950s Home Chat magazine. Bought a few of these, like 4 or 5 magazines. They're 50p each. That sold for £5. That's 50p to £5. Then another Ozzy Osbourne Rolling Stones jacket, same as the one before, except in a different size. And that went for £30. This was after Ozzy slightly passed away. Unfortunately passed away. Can't really slightly pass away, can you? So yeah. Then Bram Stoker's Dracula movie tie-in paperback book, cost me 25p, sold for £3. Then the final item to end on, a bit of retail arbitrage from Home Bargains. They were knocking these out at £6, but they're now selling them at 15. But it's this Talking Nina battery operated doll, and that's over £12. So double my money. Although you do have to take the cost of the box and whatever that came that I sent it in, so just slightly below. But yeah, that is all of the sales that have taken us to an extra £500 in the pot. It's actually £1,000 worth of sales nearly there. But what I do is I put half the money into savings pot, the other half is used to cover the cost of goods and rent my warehouse, etc. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and comment television down below, because I do like to get around and comment in to know people have watched. See you in the next video. Bye for now.